back. You're here with me, Father Al, with Dear Father Al, an advice column broadcast every Saturday from 2 o'clock p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And what happens on Dear Father Al, you send to me your daily problems about life, about love, relationships, whatever your issues may be. Please consider sending them to me, Father Al, with Dear Father Al. And what I'll do is I'll take all your information, jot it all down, and then reply back the following week with a common sense solution. Today is Saturday, March, year it's flying by, March 11th, episode number 26. Again, you're here with me, Father Al, with Dear Father Al, an advice column broadcast every Saturday from 2 o'clock p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if this is the first time that you have watched the broadcast, what happens is people send to me their problems. They'll call me, leave a voice message, they'll text message, email, they'll send to me their problems, and then what I do is I read them off during the broadcast and then reply back with a common sense solution. If by chance, if you're experiencing something similar to what I'm talking about, please add your comments in the chat line and I will read those off as well. Again, you're here with me, Father Al, with Dear Father Al. Social media, social service, broadcast every Saturday from 2 o'clock p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can contact me 24 hours a day. The telephone number you can reach me is area code 623-764-8893. Again, 623-764-8893. Email address is contactfatheral@gmail.com. On the subject line, go ahead and put Dear Father Al, and in the body of the message, give me about 500 words or less. And again, what I'll do is I'll take all the information, jot it all down, and then reply back the following week with a common sense solution. Our social media handle is Dear Father Al. Again, that's Dear Father Al. That applies to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. And click the like, click the share, click the thumbs up, tell as many people about the broadcast as possible, and definitely click that subscribe button. I appreciate each and every one of you who have subscribed to the show, and if you haven't already, please click the subscribe button. Some people like to watch it and interact live. Others will like to watch it on demand whenever they want to. And it seems as if the majority of the people that have been watching it have been watching it on demand, which is fine with me. So let's go ahead and roll forward with the letter I received. Letter I received last week, shall we? All right, so the letter I received last week says, Dear Father Al, my lover and I, both being rather hot-blooded, are in the midst of a long-distance love affair, literally. The situation is this. He calls me 2 or 3 times daily. Inevitably, the conversation turns to sex. Imagine that. Which makes us horny. Lately, we've begun indulging in verbal masturbation. Each of us talking the other to the point of climax. Is such behavior normal, healthy? Signed, Moan by Phone. All right, Moan by Phone. I will reply back to you shortly. So if by chance, if you currently in a long distance relationship, someone you know, is in a long distance relationship, or if you've been in a long distance relationship in the past. Add your comments in the chat line and share with us how you were able to overcome not being with that person in your long distance relationship. Did you call, you text, you email? How did you cope with the distance between you and your significant other? So again, add your comments in the chat line and I will read those off as well if you want to add them now while we're live, or you can add them in the comments after the show and we'll touch on those later. So this is what I have for Moan by Phone. All right, Moan by Phone. Dear Moan, Moan by Phone. What they said to me. All right, dear Moan my phone. This form of oral sex has become quite popular. For one thing, it allows lovers to communicate without resorting to sending postal mail, email, or texting, and as some call it, sexting. Okay? Email, for example, might be monitored or scanned by your internet service provider, and your account might be flagged without your knowledge. Your account could be flagged as an adult content provider because it includes such content. You ever send emails off, using your email account, then all of a sudden, whatever was in the content, whether it's the next day, a couple hours later, you start receiving ads, you're searching, and you start receiving ads relating to similar content that was in your email. Kind of makes you wonder, huh? Without saying much detail. So they could be scanning, All right, so then when you try to send a non-sex related email to someone else with that same email address that you are using, the email that was sent, emails, gets immediately routed to the receiver's junk mailbox because the provider flagged your account, for example, as being owned by an adult content provider. You were sending some correspondence to your loved ones, some racy stuff in the content, explicit stuff in the content on a regular basis. Your email was scanned without your knowledge by your provider, for example, looking for viruses and whatever. And suddenly your account has been flagged without your knowledge as an adult content provider. And, next thing you know, your account's flagged and you try to send some stuff to, some family or some important documentation somewhere, and all of a sudden, hey, I didn't get your email. Check your junk mail folder. All of a sudden, your emails start going to junk mail folders for non-sex related content. Why did this happen? Possibly because you had sent some adult content to your special someone in the form of an email. So it could be flagged that way. So can it happen? It likely could. Generally, I don't see much harm in the process aside from not having your partner immediately next to you. There's an old adage that absence makes the heart grow fonder. If you subscribe to this belief, then keep it up. Pun intended. So that is what I have for you, Moan by Phone. I'm hopeful this will help you out and move forward in life. Take my advice and live a better life. You're here with me, Father Al, with Dear Father Al, an advice column broadcast every Saturday from 2 o'clock p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Click the like, click the share, click the thumbs up, tell as many people about the broadcast as possible, and click that subscribe button if you have not done so already. In the description, you're going to see a few links. The first link you're going to see in the description is the Friend of the Father Partner link. And when you click that link, what that will do is that will take you to a PayPal page. And on the PayPal page, when you click it, you're going to see a set of drop-down options. The first set of drop-down options is the Friend of the Father Partner program. The Friend of the Father Partner program, that is a program that we created to help keep the program alive. And when you donate to the Friend of the Father Partner program, what we do is we take your funds and then we add them towards the purchase of the upgrade of the streaming software that we're using. We're using a software called vMix. vMix is not paying me to say this, but we're using a software called vMix. And when you donate to the Friend of the Father Partner program, the upgrade is $300 roughly, as I recall. So we'll use your funds to help us pay to get the streaming software upgraded. And when we upgrade it, it will add some more interactivity to the broadcast and the show. So that is what that is for. The other set in the drop-down options you will see is the Living Legacy program. The Living Legacy program, that is a program where we'll take donated mobile devices, laptops, notebooks, Samsung Galaxy Notes. We take those, we refurbish them, and then bring them back to factory reset, and we donate them to senior citizens 65 years and older with no income requirements. We're not going to ask them about gross. We're not going to ask them about net. None of that stuff. So if you're a senior or if you know a senior 65 years and older that needs a mobile device, hey, we've got a bunch of stuff in the back, and I'm hopeful we can help you out. You will also notice a difference between the open and private. You'll see that reference in there. The difference between the two, open, that is where we'll tell any and everybody who donated, how much they donated. Private, that is where we'll keep who donated confidential. Also, the reason why we chose the Samsung Galaxy Notes is because the Samsung Galaxy Notes come with a built-in stylus. And oftentimes the seniors have frail hands and they need some additional assistance to help them to navigate on the smartphones, the mobile phones and whatnot. Pull out the stylus and they can navigate that way. We'll take the real legacy versions of the Samsung Galaxy Notes, the 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We'll take those, but keep in mind those cannot be used as a mobile phone because of the older technology. They can only be used as we'll say a mini tablet. So they can take those phones, smartphones, take them to the library, they can take them to the grocery store, wherever there's a free Wi-Fi, and connect that way and surf the internet that way. So that is what the older ones, the 4 through 8, those were used for. The 9 and forward, those can be used as the regular cell phone as well as a mini tablet. So that's the beauty of that. We'll take either of the two, the 4 through 8 or the 9 and forward. We'll take either of those two. But please keep that in mind when you decide you want to donate that to us. If you decide to donate financially to the Living Legacy program, what we'll do is we'll take your funds and we'll purchase accessories for the seniors. We'll purchase cases, we'll purchase external mice, external keyboards, that kind of stuff for the senior citizens. So please keep that in mind if you decide to donate financially to the Living Legacy program, or if you want to donate to the Friend of the Father Partner program. All right, the next link you're going to see in the description is the Father Al wish list. And the Father Al wish list, what happens is when you click that link, what that will do is that will take you to an Amazon.com page. And when you go to the Amazon.com page, you're going to see a bunch of accessories there, golf accessories, cigar accessories, all kinds of great stuff. So if I've helped you out, even in some small way, and you want to send some love to me, Father Al, for helping you out, hey, go ahead and click the Father Al wish list link. It will take you to Amazon.com. You'll see all kinds of great accessories there. Click something, add it to the shopping cart, send it to me. Also notice that people have been donating very fine cigars to me. So if you want to donate a real nice cigar or two or four to me, go ahead and do so. Go to your favorite cigar website, go to your favorite cigar store, brick and mortar store, purchase an item and have it drop shipped to me. Please call me, text me, email me to let me know that you've got something in the mail and en route. Because when the concierge contacts me and says, hey, Father Al, you got some stuff in the mail, it's like, oh, I didn't buy anything. So that way I'll know what it is and it won't be a huge surprise to me. So please do so if you decide to send some cigars to me. You can't buy them from Amazon, so I couldn't, as I recall, I could not add them to the Father Al wish list. So if you need somebody outside of your basic scope of friends, family, loved ones, someone that will give it to you straight, I'm hopeful you can depend on me, Father Al, with Dear Father Al, to help you move forward in life. And hey, take my advice and live a better life. You're here with me, Father Al, with Dear Father Al, an advice column broadcast every Saturday from 2 o'clock p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So let's go ahead and roll forward with the next one that I've got. All right, so the next one, it says, Dear Father Al, checking the settings. So it says, Dear Father Al, I have a few cars in my garage. One of them has various sections where the paint has chipped off. The car is about 20 years old and is paid off. That's a good thing. I don't drive it much, and I'm considering selling it. The car has sentimental value to me. I purchased it as a gift to myself after receiving some sad personal news. The car was pretty, and it made me feel pretty again and boosted my self-esteem. Whatever it takes. What should I do with it? Signed, Car Care. Okay, Car Care, I will reply back to you in a sec. So if by chance, if you've got a bunch of cars in your garage and you're thinking, you know what, I need to downsize, and you want to sell some stuff, that doesn't even necessarily have to be a car. It could be just stuff in your house, your condo, apartment, whatever. And you're thinking about selling. It's like, what should I do? Should I give it away? The whole Goodwill thing. Goodwill is not paying me to say this. Goodwill or wherever. What should I do with it? Yard sale? Put it in the trash? Whatever. Add your comments in the chat line, and I will read those off as well. You're here with me, Father Al, with Dear Father Al, an advice column broadcast every Saturday from 2 o'clock p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So this is what I have for Car Care. All right. Dear Car Care, I have a piece of jewelry, actually, 2 pieces of jewelry, and a wooden chess set, which really has more sentimental value to me than some of the other items I have. I won't go into details about them, but I will say they will be the last things I sell before having to live on the street in poverty. So I'll just dump everything, and those will be the last 3 items I would sell, or consider, lay it out on the street and still have those 3 items in my possession because they mean so much to me. All right. If either of the items were damaged, chess set was damaged, for example, if either item was damaged and needed major repair, would I fix them? Yeah, and I did with a chess set. So, in your case, you have considered selling the car, so mentally you appear to be ready for closure of that chapter in your life. I just had my hood and the top of the front fenders repainted on my car, and that cost me about, we'll say, close to $1,700. Unless you are confident you'll make the money back you invested in the repaint, then hey, go for it. Otherwise, sell it as is and let the paint chips fall where they may. Good luck with that, car care. So you're here with me, Father Al, with Dear Father Al, an advice column broadcast every Saturday from 2 o'clock p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Click the like, click the share, click the thumbs up. Tell as many people about the broadcast as possible. If you need somebody outside of your basic scope of friends, family, loved ones, someone that will give it to you straight, I'm hopeful you can depend on me, Father Al, with Dear Father Al, to help you move forward in life, take my advice, and live a better life. So you're here with me, Father Al, with Dear Father Al. Again, click the like, click the share, click the thumbs up, tell as many people about the broadcast as possible. And our social media handle is Dear Father Al. That applies to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Click the subscribe button on YouTube if you have not done so already. Again, social media handle is Dear Father Al. You can contact me, 623-764-8893. Again, 623-764-8893. One more time for the road, 623-764-8893. Email address is contactfatheral@gmail.com. On the subject line, go ahead and write Dear Father Al. And in the body of the message, give me about 500 words or less. And what I'll do is I'll take all your information, jot it all down, and then reply back the following week with a common sense solution. So let's go ahead and roll forward with the next one that I received, the next letter that I received. So, all right, so this one says, Dear Father Al, again, take my advice and live a better life. That's what I say. This one says, Dear Father Al, is it normal for a woman in her 60s who has or who was a devoted wife and mother for over 40 years to start running around with strange men less than 1 year after her husband's death? That is what my mother is doing. It angers me, my sister, and my wife. Not only is my mother going out with men, she also talks about them, both about their proudness as lovers and about her own availability to give them a good time. When we show our disapproval, she laughs at us. She says she has no intention of sitting around waiting to die just because she pissed off a few prudes who think she's too old to have any fun. Of course, we don't want her to just sit around, but, there's always a but she could have some sense of respect and wait a little longer before she jumps into a new relationship. She's squandering the money our father left her and actually boasts about it. It's gotten to the point where we are embarrassed to have her in our home when friends come over. She is forever making sexual jokes and innuendos, and she never loses an opportunity to talk about what she's doing. Practically have to plead with her to spare us the gruesome details. My wife thinks her behavior is the beginning of senility. But there could be something more serious. But could there be something more seriously wrong with her? Signed, Hot Mama. All right, Hot Mama, I will reply back to you soon. So if by chance, if you've got, whether it's your parents, one of your surviving parents, your mother or father, or even grandparents, aunt or uncle, whatever, whose partner has recently died, passed away, and in a short period of time, whether a month, the next day, at their funeral, they're all over somebody new. It's like, the dirt's not even dry, Haven't even got home for the family lunch, family dinner or something, and you're all over, some new mo, whatever. So if something like that has happened in your life, personally, or someone that wink, wink, please add your comments in the chat line and I will read those off as well. You're here with me, Father Al, with Dear Father Al, an advice column broadcast every Saturday from 2 o'clock p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Today is Saturday, March 11th, episode number 26. So let's go ahead and roll forward to the response to Hot Mama. And Hot Mama does seem to be real hot. All right, so this is what I have for Hot Mama. Dear Hot Mama, there's nothing wrong with your mother. Okay? Nothing wrong. Well, there's nothing wrong with your mother. The problem is all yours. You should be dancing because your mother is getting out and has a good time instead of moping around talking about the good old days. Many people are not comfortable with the idea of their parents' sexuality, much less the reality of it displayed right before their eyes. But sexual pleasure is possible for all individuals of all ages. Imagine that. And I'm happy for your mother, even if you're not. If her behavior embarrasses you, you have the right to ask her not to talk about certain topics in your home, but it is her time, her money, and her right to spend both as she chooses. Your meddlesome prudishness does you no credit in my eyes. None. Besides, girls just want to have fun. So let her have some fun. Let her go out and do some things. Get out there. So that is what I have for you, Hot Mama. And Hot Mama, do your thing. You do you, girl. So you're here with me, Father Al, with Dear Father Al, an advice column broadcast every Saturday from 2 o'clock p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So we've got one more, and we are going to call it a wrap. And before I do, tomorrow is daylight savings time. They're going to change it up again. So adjust your clocks accordingly. So we still do 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you're here in Arizona, for example, we broadcast at 3 o'clock, which is 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Next week, if you're here in Arizona, for example, we will go back to 2 o'clock p.m. Arizona time, which is also 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. So keep that in mind for next Saturday, the 18th of March. So let's go ahead and roll forward with the very last one that I have. Click the like, click the share, click the thumbs up. Tell as many people about the broadcast as possible. Our social media handle is Dear Father Al. That applies to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. And definitely click that subscribe button. So this is the last one that I've got, and we'll call it a wrap. All right, so this one says, Dear Father Al, I have a female cousin. I have a female cousin who I am very attracted towards. As kids, we were always affectionate towards one another and kept it playful. Now, we are busy adults, don't attend regularly scheduled family reunions as we once did. Now, I only see her on social media and can't stop thinking about her. Her looks have only gotten better over the years. At the last family reunion event we attended together with our spouses, I caught her looking at me as if she wanted to say something. That longing look in her eyes. She then looked away when I stared back at her. I'm married, but seeing her with another man tears me up inside. I love my wife, but I love my cousin so much more. She and I have known each other so much longer than any other woman aside from my mother. My wife does not know my true feelings for this cousin of mine. Help me. Signed, Kissing Ken. K-I-N. All right, Kissing Ken. I will reply back to you next week. So before we sign off, if by chance, if you know someone who's dealt with something like that, if you've got a cousin, a third cousin, second cousin, first cousin, whatever, that you, in your opinion, they're just really attractive and you have this connection, per se, with your family, cousin, uncle, whatever, add your comment in the chat line and I will read those off as well. Otherwise, we will roll and I will respond next week. So you're here with me, Father Al, with Dear Father Al, an advice column broadcast every Saturday from 2 o'clock p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Click the like, click the share, click the thumbs up, tell as many people about the broadcast as possible, and definitely click that subscribe button on YouTube. If you need somebody outside of your basic scope of friends, family, loved ones, someone that will give it to you straight, I'm hopeful you can depend on me, Father Al, with Dear Father Al, to help you move forward in life and take my advice and live a better life. And until next week, go in peace.